I feel that oftentimes in relationships, either during when they're happening or after, there's this idea that each individual can form in their mind that the relationship struggles are more because of one person than the other. Mm. Whereas one thing with all the coaching that I've done, because I'm a master of coaching relationships, just to be clear, I'm a master of coaching relationships. Very different story in the relationship, but obviously I do my best and I do a pretty solid job. Absolutely. Yeah. But one thing I notice is that I can see in every single time I've held space for a couple that the dynamic is exactly 50-50. Exactly 50-50. As long as a relationship is still going, there's two people in there, then it is 50-50 contribution to the dynamic. Mm. And that can, that's just important. So what you were saying about owning yourself, I feel like knowing that it's a 50-50 dynamic, if anyone that's listening to this is biting on the idea or listening to the story that they're more of the problem or that they're dating someone that's more superior, it's just not the truth.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Because I agree that it is always a 50-50, and it's like that balance of taking self-responsibility and knowing that you've got 50% contribution to the relationship. And if you are feeling like the problem is all yours, then it's time to kind of like shine a light on where your partner's also contributing or allowing, or where there's a discrepancy there. Or if you feel it's all them, then that's a really beautiful invitation into where am I actually also contributing to this? Because we are always contributing in some way. Mm. And that can be really hard to hear depending on the situation as well.
Yeah. And I'm definitely sharing this from the feeling within myself of that shame that I was talking about, where I've deep down felt like I'm unlovable and I'm not worthy of love. And then therefore projected that this situation of feeling better than. It's like I actually feel worse than underneath. I feel unlovable underneath, but I'm going to pretend that I'm above love or I deserve to love someone even better.
Trying to like overcompensate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that, babe. Thank you. And that feels really, it feels really painful. The emotion of shame. If you've seen the emotional frequency chart before, it's like that rainbow kind of spectrum of all the different emotions and how powerful the kind of more higher frequency vibration emotions like love, presence, enlightenment, joy, peace, they're like way up 500-600 hertz vibration, whatever that means. And right down the bottom, like 10 or 20 is like shame. Shame's like the lowest one. Mm. And so I feel like I'm healing some shame just by doing this episode.
Yeah, totally. Me too. And on that note of like the emotional frequency chart, I think it's really important to, and I'm sure your listeners know this because you've done so many incredible trainings about it, but to not demonize certain emotions. Like this shame is just there coming up, asking for your love, like wanting the light to be shone on it so that you can love that part of you that feels ashamed. Because if we just continue to suppress and hide and be like, no, I don't feel shame or I don't feel sad and just stuff it down, we're still carrying that frequency, even if we're not sitting in it. And I see often in the personal development space, it's kind of like that spiritual bypassing, focusing only what feels good. But in the act of ignoring those emotions, we're really doing ourselves a disservice because they're still in our field. We're still holding on to them because we're by not addressing them. What we resist persists. So it's still there, draining our energy and lowering our frequency. So opportunities like this to really transmute those lower frequency emotions and bring them to light are a real gift. And I'm all about encouraging people to lean into them more so that they can like let go of them and move into the higher frequency emotions where of course it feels better, but we can also find the beauty in the ones that are less comfortable.
Yeah. Beautiful share. Powerful share. And I feel like it's such a balance because like for us, like we're leaning in to help transmute shame, as you beautifully worded. and we didn't for ages.
Yeah.
You know, so we're talking, hey, it's so good to do this. We didn't do it for ages. We knew that it was an option, and we
But
kind
we
of
were
like
doing it in our dynamic. Now we're doing it in public as well, and there have been spaces where we've done it. And I get what you're saying, but yeah, it's not like we've ignored all the shame for almost 2 years. It's like this whole time we acknowledge, we talk about it, and now it's time for bigger scale, bringing it to our public forum.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this doesn't have to be done on a podcast. You don't have to come on a podcast and share all your difficulties. This can literally be done just like with your partner or with a friend or with a family member or someone that feels really safe.
Yeah.